All righty, let's get ready to race here at Ocala Grand Prix. North Florida Rotax Max Challenge event number 4 and Ocala Grand Prix local number 4. Out next will be our kid carts out for a 10-lap final. Starting row number 4 will be Daniel Karjewski and Lawson Polehill. Anderson Leonard and Gabriel Salino will make up row 3. Row 2 will be Wilson Martins Jr. and Evan Hagburn. And row number 1 will be Jeremy Fletcher and your pre-final winner, Mr. Lucas Rodriguez. Run, Dana, run! Great start for our kid carts. Jeremy Fletcher jumping out into the lead early. See if he can hold on to that coming through the tree turn first time. Yes, sir. Lucas Rodriguez will drop back to third as I believe that's Wilson Martins Jr. Might have slotted into second. So first time by, it's Mr. Jeremy Fletcher. Lucas Rodriguez in second. Yep, it was Wilson Martins Jr. slotting into third. Hagberg fourth. Leonard fifth. Krajewski in sixth. And Lucas Rodriguez is going to go right by Jeremy Fletcher to take over that lead. It's a half a second at the line. It'll be another half a second. Rodriguez over Fletcher this time by. It was actually 1.6 second lead for Rodriguez over Jeremy Fletcher after one lap, and he's checking out already. Quick time 44.293. So one driver already off. That's Anderson Leonard. They've pulled him behind the barrier somewhere. And another 1.8 seconds now, up to a 3.9 second lead for Rodriguez. So he's a strong little motor there for Rodriguez. And we've got two carts off the exit of the tree turn. We'll get some numbers here quickly as our crack corner workers get back to these drivers and get them back on the track. So that was Evan Hagburn and Wilson Martins Jr. that are off track. Looks like it's Anderson Leonard over there at the exit of turn number 1. So now it's 8.2 seconds, the lead from Lucas Rodriguez at halfway, leading Jeremy Fletcher, Daniel Krajewski, I'll learn him sooner or later, Gabriel Salino, Lawson Polehill, and Evan Hagburn. Hagburn went off in the tree turn, was able to get that kart back underway, as well as Martins Jr. Martins Jr. now 7th, Hagburn 6th. 44.040 quick time for Lucas Rodriguez, pacing the field by 2 seconds plus each lap. Good to watch Mr. Jeremy Fletcher. He comes around the tree turn and don't think he lifts. He goes through in a 4-wheel slide. That lead for Lucas Rodriguez now 11.5 seconds. Lucas still running quick time. His quickest time, 44.0. He did that on lap number 3. It's Rodriguez over Fletcher, Krajewski, Cialino, Polehill in 5th. Hagburn 6th, Wilson Martins Jr. 7th. Anderson Leonard off, but in 8th place. 2 laps to go. Lucas Rodriguez will pick up the 2 to go this time by. So he's already into lap traffic. And hopefully we'll be home in time to watch a little NASCAR this evening. And hope you all catch the Indianapolis 500. Rotax Minimax, you're on grid, please. Micromax to pre-grid. White flag in the air for Lucas Rodriguez. Strong run here today. Lap time seemed to have slowed down just a little bit here. 46.7 last time by. Fletcher with a 47.8. So he slowed down also. And the checkered flag flies. Lucas Rodriguez takes the win here in our Kid Kart Final. Here at our 4th race of the year. And we're still waiting on Jeremy Fletcher. Once again, after taking the checkered flag, you must complete a full, complete cool-down lap before exiting the track. So Rodriguez, by 15.8 seconds, will take the win. Jeremy Fletcher second. Daniel Krajewski in third. Gabriel Celino in fourth. Lawson Polehill fifth. Evan Hagburn in sixth. And Wilson Martins Jr. in seventh. Anderson Leonard and Martins Jr. both off the track. So once again, next up, our Rotax Minimax final will be a 12-lap final. Excuse me, a 14-lap final. All right, so rolling out Lex. Next will be our Rotax Minimax final, a 14-lap final. Starting row 6 will be Jake Nepper. Row 5 will be Jason Brooks and Ryan Peterson. Row 4, Dylan Gennaro and Camp Clifford. Row 3, Ian Keel and Zachary Hollingshead. Row 2, Philip Varner and Tyler Lindberg. And row number 1 will be Aiden Keel and Mateus Ramirez. So Mateus Ramirez and Aiden Keel will lead them down. Looks like it's going to be a pretty quick start. Ramirez is going to get the head, going to lead into turn number 1. Again, he's taking Tyler Lindbergh in second. 456, Zachary Hollingshead slotted into third there. He's battling out now, I believe, with Philip Varner, one of the red suits out there. So all drivers cleanly through the first lap. We'll get you the full rundown as they come across. Mateus Ramirez, Tyler Lindbergh, Zachary Hollingshead, Philip Varner, Camp Clifford, Aiden Keel to 6. Well, he dropped back big time. He's coming back, too. He's already back up to 4th. Dylan Gennaro, 7th. Jake Nepper, 8th. Ian Keel, 9th. Jason Brooks, 10th. And Ryan Peterson in 11th. Rotax Junior, Tag Junior, Rotax Senior, Tag Senior, bring them up, please. Rotax Minimax, you're on grid. So Lindbergh and Ramirez checked out already by about 1.1 seconds. And Aiden Keel got around Camp Clifford. That's the red suit I was looking for. And he's put himself back into that third position after starting second. So he's got Clifford, Hollingshead, Varner, Gennaro, and Keel right behind him. So looks like all by him lonesome, Aiden Keel is going to have to catch up to this group ahead of him. Quick time, 32.706. 32.706. Mateus Ramirez just did that. Asking for a little bit of help. Camp Clifford followed up by Philip Varner, the two red-suited Tony Kart drivers there. Looking for a little help. $32.608, quick time by Mr. Aiden Keel running in third. See, it was 1.4 seconds last time from Keel to Mateus. It's now 1.2 seconds, so he's biting into that lead. And see, from Keel back to 4th place, Camp Clifford, it's about 1.2 seconds. We'll see if that gap will change next time by. As the big battle on the field is going to be for that of 4th place, as Camp Clifford holds it. Philip Varner right behind him, as well as Zachary Hollingshead, Ian Keel, Dylan Gennaro. So it looks as if Clifford started to pull away from that second pack. Now that third pack will be led by Varner. Ian Keel looking pretty racy there on Zachary Hollingshead, trying to make that move. Today, a good position or a good place to pass has been going into that turn 5. I guess that's, and we've had an incident at the entrance of the chicane. Looks like all drivers are okay. One back underway, one getting out of the go-kart. Get you a number on that one shortly. So it's looks like Ian Keel and Jason Brooks. So So once again, we got two drivers out. That's Ian Keel and Ryan Patterson. Excuse me, Ian Keel and Jason Brooks. As Mateus Ramirez still holds on to that lead with Tyler Lindbergh just about 0.4 of a second back. And joining in the fun shortly will be Aiden Keel. Aiden Keel running in that no man's land between second and fourth. Fourth place is currently Camp Clifford, 2.9 seconds back of Ramirez. Looks like Clifford and Varner are going to hook up again, see if they can catch up to Keel. So closest race on the track right now is between Camp Clifford and Philip Varner. That's for that 4th spot. They'll be coming to 3 laps to go this time by. Aiden Keel resets quick lap a couple laps ago, 32.535. 32.535 for Aiden Keel. Currently sitting in that 3rd spot, holding on to quick lap. He's now under a second back for Mateus Ramirez. And a half a second off Tyler Lindbergh. 2 laps to go. Mateus Ramirez looks over his shoulder and still sees Tyler Lindbergh. He's been unable to run away from him, unable to shake him. White flag lap. It's going to have to be a Hail Mary if Tyler Lindbergh wants to win this one. He's got about 5 kart lengths between himself and Mateus Ramirez. It's 0.355 between them with 2 turns to go. Mateus Ramirez looks set to pick up this final win. It's going to end under a black and checkered officials protest. Mateus Ramirez picks up the win. Lindbergh second, Keel in third, and Camp Clifford in fourth. Philip Varner in fifth. That's your top 5. Rotax Minimax. Rotax Micromax. Your final is up next. You're on grid. Rotax Junior, you should be on grid. Rotax Senior, you're pre-grid. Bring them up. Rotax Micromax out for their 14-lap final. Row 6 will be Ryan Rackley. Row 5, Chase Tidmore and Madison Folsom. Row 4, Gabriela Ramirez and Trevor Oakman. Row 3 be Chase Hefner and Jonathan Martin Jr. Row 2, Tyler Maxim and Bryce Haynes. In your front row, Tyler, we got this Gonzalez and Jordan Hefner. Miss Hefner won that pre-final about 2.7 seconds. So let's see if she can repeat on that win. Rotax Jr., you're on grid. Rotax Senior, you're pre-grid. Bring them up. All right, green flag is out. Hefner gets a great run coming into turn number 1. So she'll lead through the tree turn. Got Bryce Haynes right behind her. And trying to find Tyler Gonzalez. Let's see. Where did Gonzalez end up in all this? Looks like he is slotted into that 3rd spot with the 06 of Jonathan Martin Jr. in 4th. Chase Hefner in 5th. Trevor Oakman 6th. Tyler Maxim 7th. Gabriela Ramirez in 8th. Madison Folsom 9th. Chase Tidmore 10th. Ryan Rackley in 11th. So your front 4 have broken away. That's Hefner, Haynes, Gonzalez, and Martin. Have broken away. That's group number 1. Second group is led by Chase Hefner. That's Hefner and the rest of the field. So it's a good 2.5 gap between 4th and 5th as Martin Jr. pats the back of his helmet. Does not realize there's no one close enough behind him to help out. He's going to have to hang on to the tail end of that group all by himself. Once again, we find Bryce Haynes directly behind Tyler Gonzalez. Again, those two battled it out in the pre-final. Also had it coming together in practice this morning. Gonzalez already with the quick time, 34.723. Rotax Jr., Tag Jr., you're on grid. Now Gonzalez starting to show his muscle, starting to push down the front straightaway. Martin Jr. now pushing Haynes as they come up through the tree turn. He's got to release before they get there. That group getting tighter and tighter. So it looks like we're pairing up at Daytona or Talladega again as we're 2x2. First 6, 8, now 8 carts, 2x2. Hefner and Gonzalez been able to pull away about a half a second between Haynes and Martin Jr. Actually, it's now up to 0.8 of a second. As Martin Jr. decides he wants to make the move, and no sooner does he pull out than Bryce Haynes does a little jump in the seat, pulls away. So in this Mini-Max group, please remember to turn in your rev limiters. Mini-Max group, please remember to turn in your rev limiters if you have not already. If you have rented a transponder, please make sure you turn that in at Scales and or the showroom before you leave the premises today. So at the line, it's Hefner, Gonzalez, Haynes, Martin Jr., Maxim, your top 5. 34.447. Jordan Hefner now with the quick time. How about this? 0.02 of a second back for quick time Tyler Gonzalez. So those two drivers are about 0.2 of a second quicker than the rest of the field. We're watching Jonathan Martin Jr. and Bryce Haynes go back at it, back and forth. Martin Jr. wants to go wide as they come off that last turn. He looks to the inside. He's going to back out. Whoa. And we're just commenting in the booth here how much contact there has been. Although it's light, it's just bumper to bumper. Martin to the inside. He's got the position, and he moves himself into third. So Jonathan Martin Jr. in that Burrell 06 kart is now on the podium. Can he hold on to that spot? He has Bryce Haynes right behind him. Up front, out to a 3-second lead, the pair of Jordan Hefner and Tyler Gonzalez. Gonzalez timed in at 76 thousandths of a second behind Hefner last time by. And it looks like Bryce Haynes is going to try to take that position away. They're rubbing. There was actually smoke coming off the tires as they touched coming down this straightaway right in front of timing and scoring. So we're going to remove a little bit of decal off the left-hand side of that cart as they're touching coming out of the tree turn. Bryce Haynes currently holding on to that final podium spot. Got Jonathan Martin Jr. right behind him. He gets a good run coming off the tree turn, but unable to make a pass. These drivers have passed each other several times this race. And your leader, Jordan Hefner, will pick up the 2 to go this time by. She moves to the inside. Tyler Gonzalez goes to the outside. It's not going to help either driver as Hefner... White flag in the air. Jordan Hefner leading the way, running that protective line. Martin Jr. looking to the inside. Can he pull off the pass? On the curb, up on 2 wheels. Going to hold on to it. It's a drag race into the tree turn. Bryce Haynes pulls into third, so he'll hold on to that third spot for now. We'll watch the battle up front It's still Jordan Hefner leading the way now into the chicane. Watching Haynes and Martins as they come into that same turn. Coming in the chicane. Black and checkered will fly. Jordan Hefner picks up the win. Tyler Gonzalez in second. They're going to split coming off Haynes and Martin Jr. And at the line, it's going to be Bryce Haynes by 39 thousandths of a second. For fifth, it was Tyler Maxwell and Trevor Oakman in sixth. So great racing as they're still coming across the line 2 by 2. So your top five, Hefner, Gonzalez, Haynes, Martin Jr., and Maxim. All right, here's the fun one. Road Tax Jr. and Tag Jr. Starting in road number 6 will be Michael Stevens in the Tag Jr. cart. Row 5 will be Zach Hancock and Sierra Smith. Row 4, Hunter Folsom and Caitlin Melton. Row 3, Quentin DeBouver and Olivier Bellinger. Row 2 will be Ryan Norberg and Ashley Rajero. And row number 1, Austin Garrison and Austin Verstig. Drivers coming out of that last turn. It's going to be Verstig and Garrison. A couple of Austins going to lead us into turn number 1. Green flag is out. Moving to the inside, Garrison trying to pick up that second spot. Looks like he's going to come in about third right now. Rajero is going to look for the lead early. She slots herself into second. So Verstig has the lead right now. Got Ashley Rajero right behind her. Watch for her to make an early move for the lead. Garrison back to third. Fourth is going to be Olivier Bellinger. Bellinger looks to the inside of Rajero. Takes the spot away. Garrison takes the spot away from Rajero. So your front four broken away from the pack of 5th, 6th, and 7th. As they run at the line, Versteeg, Rajero, Garrison, Bellinger, and Melton now fifth. It's going to be Norberg now. The 248 fifth. Quentin DeBoover sixth. Melton back to seventh. So Ryan Norberg gotten around Olivier Bellinger. Bellinger now running fifth. So at the line, it's Versteeg, Garrison, Rajero, Norberg, Bellinger, your top five. And that front group starting to grow. It's now 6 carts with Quentin DeBoover now slotting in. And soon to join in is going to be Michael Stevens in that tag cart. So Versteeg and Garrison pulling away now of Ashley Rajero. Rajero running third, has Ryan Norberg right behind. And then you've got Olivier Bellinger, Quentin DeBoover, and Michael Stevens in the tag junior cart moving up quickly through the field. Quick time, Michael Stevens, 30.177. So with 13 to go this time by, Austin Verstig still leads the way over Austin Garrison. Ryan Norberg now third as he's gotten around Ashley Rajero. And in fifth, it's going to be Quentin DeBoover. And the last spot in that group, Olivier Bellinger in sixth. So Rotax Senior Tag Senior, you're on grid. Masters. Tag Masters and Rotax Masters, your pre-grid. Hey, we got 10 laps to go as a pair of Austins still lead the way over Ryan Norberg, Ashley Rajero, and Quentin DeBoover, your top five here in this Rotax Junior Final. So drivers are going to be picking up the 2 to go next time by. Austin Verstig leading the way. Is led from the drop of the green flag pretty much. 30.714 his quick time on the last lap. Last time by 30.714. So looking back at our Rotex junior driver, next closest driver, Quentin DeBoover, with a 30.733. So 2 to go. Is the action going to start? Where's it going to start? It's going to be between Norberg and Bellinger. Could it be? It's the closest battle on the track right now with 2 more laps. Now a lap and a half. Excuse me, that's DeBoover behind Norberg. As I get my Tony karts mixed up. Not too hard to do. DeBoover behind Norberg. Still 2 kart lengths between them as they come through the tree turn. Now a kart length. Can he do anything with them? DeBoover in the black OGP suit was close enough to make a kamikaze move there, and it will not. Ashley Rajero might pick up the spot, and she does. She gets around DeBoover. Oh, my goodness. By 3/1000ths of a second, Quentin DeBoover got around Ashley Rajero. She should have had that spot. A big lunge by DeBoover as they come in at the line actually allowed him to pick up a little speed. So Austin Verstig picks up the win. Austin Garrison is second. Ryan Norberg third. Quentin DeBoover fourth. And Ashley Rajero in fifth. That's your Rotax Junior final. All right, Sam Beasley's going to take over the lead, and he's going to have the 3:10 of Jonathan Kotick already up into second. Where did he start? I have him starting like ninth. So on screen I had Jonathan Kotick and Sam Beasley starting further back in the pack as they actually were on the front row. So we've settled in. Our front three drivers are the front pack, then followed by another group of three. At the line, it is Sam Beasley, Jonathan Kotick, Nick Neary, Dustin Strauss, Nick Lucido, A.J. Myers, Oliver Askew, Kyle Anderson, Dylan Bucci, and your only tag driver, Brent Lyman, your top 10. And we're going to see if we can watch Oliver Askew pick up a couple spots. He's currently running 7th. Oliver started 14th, so a good 7-cart. So 7 carts in 2 laps, not bad. There he is headed into the showcase turn one more time. .251. Sam Beasley picks up quick lap. 25 lap final. 22 to go. Hard to think of 22 laps to go. Rotax Masters, Tag Masters, you're on grid. Bring them up, please. Clones, you get to run a final this week. Congratulations. Bring them up, Clones. Brent Lyman, that tag driver, starting to work around are the Rotax carts. The tag cart having a little softer tire than the Mojos listed on the Rotax. So Oliver Askew now up to 6. He got by Nick Lucido. Next up is going to be the 28 of A.J. Myers, if he can get by him. Beasley with a good 1 second advantage over Jonathan Kotick. Kotick with about a half a second lead over Nick Neary. So we'll watch Oliver Askew now coming through turn number 4 into the chicane. Right on the back bumper of A.J. Myers. See if he pulls out and make the pass as he comes into the long. Yes, he does. He'll pull in. Makes that pass around Nick Lucido. So move Oliver Askew up one more spot. He now has taken 5th. So ahead of him, the 71 of Dustin Strauss. Now on the same straightaway as your leaders, Beasley, Kotick, and Neary. And that tag card at number 4 of Brent Lyman continues to roll through these Rotaxes as he picks off another one. That's Nick Lucido he gets around. Brent Lyman with the quick lap right now, 29.909. 29.909. Quickest driver in the Rotax, 30.072. That's Oliver Askew. As he now goes to the inside of Strauss on the tree turn, takes a spot away, and actually Lyman is coming with him. So Lyman is up now. He'll take over that 5th spot. So, does Lyman help Oliver move up? Or does Lyman go around? We'll have to see. Fifth. 15 laps to go. It's Beasley, Kotick, Neary, Askew, and Lyman, your top 5. And the 13X Kyle Anderson pulls off. Kyle was running in that 11th spot. Started 10th in this race. Well, Beasley now 2-second lead over Jonathan Kotick and 3.4 seconds over Neary. Let's see, the gap from Oliver Askew to Nick Neary is now 0.9 of a second. Nine laps to go, 29.909. Quickest lap again in tag. It's Brent Lyman set that. $29.992. Sam Beasley, quickest lap time in Rotax Senior. Oliver Askew is now on the heels of Nick Neary, and he's taking Brent Lyman with him. Neary continues to look over his right shoulder. He knows and he's got company and can hear him coming. He's going to have to pick it up a notch if he's going to hold on to that third spot. He's holding on to that third and final podium position. Askew to the inside. He looked left, hoping to take Brent Lyman with him. Neary gets a good run out of the tree turn. Little nudge, bump and run. Lyman gets around both drivers, or almost got around both drivers. Lyman backs out of it, and he knows that is a battle that he does not need to be in. Neary deep to the inside. Now who's going to have the run coming in the tree turn? Oliver's going to look to the inside. And gets the spot. And will raise his hand in disgust. So now Oliver Askew will be in third spot. Now about 3 seconds back of Jonathan Kotick with just 3 laps to go. It'll be 2 to go next time by. No real help from Brent Lyman in that 4 tag cart. Although it is a buffer between himself and Neary right now. Was thinking that maybe Lyman would push Oliver Askew to the front, but has not touched that go-kart. So now as they're running, it's Beasley, Kotick, Askew, Lyman, Neary, and Strauss. Strauss in 5th overall in that Rotax Senior group. White flag is out for your leader, Sam Beasley. Not bad for a gentleman that doesn't get a lot of practice here. Fly in on a Friday night, jump in a go-kart, and go win. At least I believe he had the same results last weekend, last race, if I'm not mistaken. So next up, Rotax Masters, Tag Masters. You bring them up. Beasley takes the win. Jonathan Kodak comes in second, 3.2 seconds back. Oliver Askew third. Nick Neary in fourth. Dustin Strauss fifth. And Brent Lyman will take home the win in tag. All right, our Masters group out right now. Tag Masters will be Darren Mays. Let's see, row 5 in our Rotax Masters will be Gregory Savage. Row 4, Dan Pinkston and Ramsey Potts. Row 3, Jason Nelson and Andy Timberlake. Row 2, Jerry Brown and Kevin Coy. And row number 1 will be Rob Mayer and Scott Roberts. Looking out there on the field, making sure that we've got Dan Pinkston in the field. He is there. Looks like Ramsey Potts and Jason Nelson also made it back in. So it looks like we're slated for a full field of drivers in Rotax Masters. So green flag flies. Once again, Scott Roberts looking to bring Rob Mayer in behind him into second, and they pull it off again. And Kevin Coy's going to slot into fourth. Kevin Coy in third, Pinkston fourth. Now Pinkston third as he gets around Kevin Coy. Jerry Brown's going to be fifth. See if we can get all our drivers around in one lap. At the line, it's going to be Roberts, Mayer, Pinkston, Coy, Brown, Nelson, Timberlake, Potts, Savage, and Mays. These two drivers up front, Scott Roberts, Rob Mayer, continue to work together. Rob Mayer looking the outside, trying to make it in turn 4. unable to pull off that spot. Now looks to the inside just before the chicane. Rob looking at times right here. Pinkston's quick, 31-3 versus a 31-7 of the two drivers in front of him. Just needs to put it together and catch up. Looks like driver got around Jerry Brown. And the number 4, Jason Nellage, trying to get around Jerry Brown. Goes on the outside. Jerry drops a couple tires off on the outside of the tree turn, and Nelson does get around him. So Roberts and Mayer are broken out. They got about an 8/10 of a second lead now over third place Dan Pinkston. Pinkston slowed up just a little bit. Scott Roberts and Rob Mayer now 31-1. Now Dan Pinkston starting to move in just a little bit. Just a couple tenths of a second back of Rob Mayer. So he's closed it in just a little bit. Jason Nellage now trying to fight it out with Kevin Coy as they come through the tree turn. Nelson, last lap 31-8. Coy 31-8. So it's going to be a close battle. And your leaders will be running into lap traffic here in a couple laps. So your top 5 here in Rotax Masters is Roberts, Mayer, Pinkston, Coy, and Nelson. We've got one driver with all the way into the grass. That was second place Rob Mayer. And he did that all by himself. Once again, you're showing that blue flag does not mean you need to stop on the track. Just means you need to motion the drivers by to one side or the other. Slowing down will actually impede those behind you. So now Pinkston runs second. Mayer able to come back, but now third, 9/10 of a second back as he dropped all 4 off. So let's see if Rob Mayer can catch up. It was 1.3 seconds back of Scott Roberts. He'll drive with a little more zest now that he's got to play catch-up on these drivers ahead of him. Darren Mays coming through the chicane right now. He'll be the next driver to go a lap down. And there you go. It's a sportsman thing to do. Point your quicker drivers by. We've got two drivers off and into the barriers. That's the 128. So the 126 of Andy Timberlake. And I don't have a number of the other cart. It was Jerry Brown. So the lap cart of Andy Timberlake and Jerry Brown. So it's going to put Jerry Brown a lap down as he now tries to pull out. And the leaders are right there in front of him. So, yep, you're number one in my book, he says. Scott Roberts leads the way over Dan Pinkston, Rob Mayer, Jason Nelson, Kevin Coy. Ramsey Potts, 6th. Gary Savage, 7th. Jerry Brown now in 8th. So good run for Rob Mayer. He's now caught back up to Dan Pinkston. Catching and passing, two different things once again. Rob Mayer, of no fault but his own, went off in the tree turn. All four off, did a little agricultural racing there. He's caught back up to Dan Pinkston. His quick time now, 31.185. 11 laps to go. Next up will be Clone. Clone Senior on grid for your 18-lap final. And Rob Meyer has done it. He's gotten around Dan Pinkston. So now catching Scott Roberts and passing will be the next feat. Looks like the 43 of Darren Mays calling it quits. Gregory Savage getting the move over flag that time by. So let's see, 8 laps to go, 1.5 seconds to catch up. Can Rob Mayer do it? Let's see, looking at lap time, Scott Roberts last lap, 31.3. 31.5 for Mayer, so he's not going to be able to do it that way. Maybe a shortcut. Jerry Brown trying to get up on the wheel. He's now about 2 seconds behind Greg Savage, and that would be a pass for position if he can catch up to the cart in front of him. Let's keep it on the track, Jerry. You've got 5 more laps. Your top 3 pretty much strung out at this point. Scott Roberts, Rob Mayer, and Dan Pinkston. Rob Mayer now 1 second back of Scott Roberts with 4 laps to go. He's really going to have to push to get it done. 31 flat last time by, and he sets quick lap on lap number 21. So great move for Rob Mayer. 31.004. That's only 1.5 tenths quicker than Scott Roberts ahead of him. So he's going to have to pull something else out of his hat in 4 laps if he wants to get by. Nice gaggle of carts there. That's 4th, 5th. That's Kevin Coy in 4th. Oh. Little hop in there. So Jerry Brown did get around Greg Savage. Let's move Jerry Brown into that 7th spot. White flag flies. Scott Roberts with the lead. Rob Mayer 2nd. Dan Pinkston 3rd. Kevin Coy in 4th. Jason Nelson in 5th. I'm going to guess this race may finish. I was about to say may finish under black and checkered, but not. Scott Roberts takes the win. Rob Mayer in 2nd. Dan Pinkston 3rd. Now waiting for, see, Jerry Brown's going to come across next, but Jerry's a lap down. There you go. Kevin Coy 4th and Jason Nelledge in 5th. So an 18-lap final coming up for our clone drivers. Come on, come on. Scott Gray and Timothy Smith were on the front row. Let's see who's going to come out in the lead. Looks like Scott Gray will lead into turn number 1 with the 127 of Daniel Gray in second. So it looks like the muffler has come off on the 99 of Charlie Bailey. I missed that move. I saw a couple gestures right there. One cart might have got a little loose coming out of the tree turn there. Scott Gray, once again, leading Daniel Gray. Again, we're thinking that these guys are clones of each other, but they've just given each other separate names. And they've paired back up again, Timothy Smith and Rick Smith, bumper to bumper, with Charlie Bailey leading out. And one driver off. That's going to be a Gray. Is it? No, that's a Smith. Timothy Smith off, was running third. Shifters, come on up. You're on grid. You're the final of the day. Bring them up. Shifters. So Scott and Daniel Gray continue to lead the brothers Smith, or is it cousins, or clones of each other? Charlie Bailey running fourth. Tim Smith running fifth. Quick time 36.704 by your leader Scott Gray. 36.704. Let's see. 36.763 quick time by Daniel Gray. So Tim Smith and Rick Smith continue to battle it out, but a little switch up there last time by, and that's now Scott Gray, Daniel Gray, Tim Smith, Rick Smith, Charlie Bailey. The running order with 6 laps to go. Looks like we've had the 99, that's Charlie Bailey, done blowed up or done right out of fuel. So he'll come to the rest of the inside of the oval. Leave 4 carts running. They're paired up again. Scott Gray, the Grays, and the Smiths. Not to be confused with the Hatfields and McCoys. Could be cousins. So checkered flag now waiting on Scott Gray. Scott in the 13. He got a 2.5-second lead over Daniel Gray. As once again, these drivers have paired up, continue to run 2x2s. You pick one of these motors up for about $99 at Harbor Freight if you're interested. Fully prepared fuel pump, clutch, the whole 9 yard for probably $500. Yes, this is the new Flathead, this Chinese 6.5 horsepower clone copy. So there you have it. Scott Gray wins the final in Clone Senior. Daniel Gray second, Timothy Smith third, Rick Smith fourth, and Charlie Bailey in fifth. Here we go, shifters. This will be our quickest 25 lap final of the day. 25 laps. Let's see here. We're going to start up right at about 5:35. Should be done in about 13 minutes. And shortly after everyone clears tech, we will have our trophy presentation in the showroom, so don't leave. Even if you didn't get a trophy, great times. Come on up. Cheer your competitors on. Seeing if Sam Beasley can go 2 for 2 today. It looks like Nick Neary decided to start from the back of the pack. See if he can get a good start here. We've already had one cart jump a couple. That's 54, Jonathan Kotick. Launched a little bit early, balked, came back again. And what kind of fun was that? Nick Neary already up to third at the tree turn, 2 turns in. That would be construed as the B word. Nick Neary now takes over the top spot, half a second over Jonathan Kotick. Ashley Harrow in third, Sam Beasley fourth, Morgan Healy fifth, and Oliver Askew in sixth. All right, we get our little timing and scoring woes taken care of. And I can, without a doubt, say that Nick Neary is leading the race. Oliver Askew is in second. Jonathan Kotick third. Beasley fourth. Rajero fifth. And Morgan Healy in sixth. So can Sam Beasley, running in that fourth spot, do the double this weekend? He's going to have to make up about 2.5 seconds if he's going to get around Nick Neary. .28.415, second place driver Oliver Askew with quick time. Oliver 1 second back of Nick Neary, then 1.4 seconds back Sam Beasley. 0.6 of a second back Ashley Rajero in fourth. Jonathan Kotick about 0.4 back from Rajero. So a little shake up there. Looks like Jonathan Kotick could have had the lead at one time and has dropped back all the way to fifth. So with 9 laps to go, no change in your running order for the last couple laps. Nick Neary leading the way over Oliver Askew. Oliver had set quick lap of 28.415 on his 6th circuit around the track. Sam Beasley, 3.5 seconds back out of the lead in third. Ashley Rajero, fourth. She's 4.9 seconds back. Jonathan Kotick, who led a lap, is 5.3 seconds back in fifth. And Morgan Healy, a flat 12 seconds back in sixth. So it looks like the closest race on the track is going to be between Jonathan Kotick and Ashley Rajero. Now 8 laps to go. Those drivers right now coming through the chicane. And once again, these drivers, Ashley Rajero and Jonathan Kotick, fresh off a race last weekend at Newcastle Motorsports Park for the WKA Manufacturers Cup. Ashley Rajero attended the GoPro Challenge at Mooresville Motorsports Park and took home the big check. That's evident in the showroom. If you haven't been in the showroom to see that, it's plastered right there on the front of the showcase. $28,414, 415. That's flying around this track. See, I told you this was going to be the quickest final of the day. And already about 10 and a half minutes in. We're 4 laps to go. Now 3 laps to go. Still waiting for Jonathan Kotick to make that move on Ashley Rajero. Again, the closest race on the track right now. About 2 kart lengths separate those 2 drivers. White flag in the air, so next flag out is going to be the checkered, and that's going to be shown to Mr. Nick Neary. Nick Neary started shotgun on the field, got a great launch. Within a lap or so was leading the way, so we'll end under black and checkered. Neary takes the win. Oliver Askew second, Beasley third, Rajero fourth, and Jonathan Kotick in fifth. Folks, that's all. I want to thank everyone for coming to Ocala Grand Prix, the North Florida Rotax Max Challenge Series event number 4. And we'll have our trophy presentation shortly after tech is cleared. So y'all pack up and come to the trophy presentation and cheer on your drivers.